Hello, welcome to Hook Legends, and thanks for watching today's video. So today I want to share with you an upgrade that I've done on my crappie boat. And hey guys, it's windy out here, so I'm doing the best I can, camera shaking around. But I did an upgrade to my boat. It's something called crappie brakes, and in a few minutes I'm going to describe to you what they are, how to use them, show you briefly my setup, and maybe you can answer the question for yourself on whether or not this upgrade will help you for the type of fishing that you're doing. But before we get into that, I want to say thanks to all of our subscribers. You know, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. I would also like to say, you know, if you haven't subscribed and you like these videos, whether you like the entertainment or maybe you pick up some good tips every now and then, do me a favor right now. If you haven't subscribed, please reach up, click subscribe and like, and make sure you click the notification bell so you'll be alerted when future videos are released. So once again, I would like to say thanks to give a special shout out to all of the people that have been to the website to support the channel by purchasing some jigs. Guys, the jigs on the website are hot. You've seen the videos where I went out in one afternoon, caught 15 fish on 15 different jigs. They're the jigs that you want to have in your tackle box. So with that being said, I want to go ahead now and, you know, see if I can maybe get this demonstration over with. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay out here. You know, I'm out here in the middle of Lake tackling and supposed to have 17-mile-per-hour gust out here, so it makes it a little bit tricky doing the kind of fishing that I'm doing. So with that being said, let's get to the action. Okay, so the first thing I want to say about crappie brakes are what is it? What are crappie brakes? Well, crappie brakes are simply some type of propulsion device or devices that's usually sitting on the back of the boat. And the purpose of it is when you're moving along, you know, when you're driving your car and you take your foot off the accelerator, you pull up to a stop sign, it just doesn't stop by itself just because you took your foot off the brakes. Well, your boat is exactly the same way. So when you pull up to a stop sign, you press on your brakes and the boat stops. I mean, and your car stops. Well, that's what you want your boat to do. I can't tell you the number of times I pulled up on a school of crappie, and just like your car, once you take your foot off the gates, the brakes, and in this case, take your foot off the trolling motor, accelerator pedal, the boat continues to just kind of drift. And when these fish, at least in this particular lake, get down to about 10 feet or less closer to the boat, the bite is totally different. It's a lot harder to catch those fish. So I prefer to stay back, you know, at least 15 feet. Most of the time, I think the fish are probably easier to catch when they're about 20 to 25 feet out. So, and regardless, like just today, the wind is blowing. It's going to blow the boat all around the place, and there's going to be times when it blow you right on top of the fish, or the fish sometimes will use your boat as cover, and they'll like to come and get right underneath it. So the crappie brakes allow you to reverse and get out. Now, I'm going to tell you, show you my setup here real quick, and then I'm going to maybe briefly talk to you about the cost. Okay, so with that being said, let me go ahead and show you the components that make up the crappie brakes. Okay, sorry about the wind, guys, but the show must go on. This little pedal right here, this little that's a trolling motor foot control, and what it simply does is it turns the power off and on to the propulsion devices that I have in the back. And by the way, when I was giving that explanation about the propulsion devices, really all they are two trolling motors. I added this up. I forgot the exact cost, but I think it was less than $450 for all of this. And when I pressed that pedal, those two trolling motors, and let's see if I can zoom in a little bit on this guy. You know, I would like to walk back there, but it's getting a little rough out. You see those two trolling motors on one on either side of the engine? Well, those are the crappie brakes. And there's a DC to DC converter. Now in this particular boat, I have a 24-volt system set up, and I could very well have just tapped into that 24-volt system, but I didn't want my one battery to discharge faster than the other one. So what I did is I went out and I purchased that blue box right there. Now that blue box is actually a DC to DC converter, and Going into that box is a lead of my 24-volt system. One for the power, one for the positive, one for the negative. And also, as you can see there, I have a little switch, so I can turn it all off and on. Now, this particular box is my battery bank that charges up the 3 batteries that I have back there separately. One is my cranking battery, and the other one are my trolling motor batteries. So the blue box there, the DC to DC converter, was about 150 bucks roughly. The trolling motors, one of these trolling motors were given to me. A buddy of mine had it. The little clip, there's a plastic piece that allows you to, see if I can show it to you right there. There's a little plastic piece, and it tends to break on you, and when that thing breaks, you're out of business. You can't let your motor up and down. So a buddy of mine had it. Somebody was using this boat, they broke it, and they just decided to give him a whole new trolling motor. So he was going to throw it away, so he gave me that trolling motor. I replaced that part for about $7, and so I got that trolling motor for free. The one over here, I looked on Walmart's website and had it on sale for 114 bucks. So you're looking at $114 for those trolling motors a piece. You're looking at about 150 bucks for that DC to DC converter if you have a 24-volt system. And up there, that switch, you're looking at about $30 for that switch. Okay, so we kind of went over the various components, and guys, I wish the weather would have been a little bit better out here so I could have been a little bit more stable and got some better shots for you. But I hope you got the rough idea of what these crappie brakes can do for you. I think the term game changer gets used a lot. As a matter of fact, probably gets used too often. But for me, this really has been a game changer. I probably at least double my catch ratio, because there were just so many fish. I would catch them until they got too close to the boat, and they would just drop off. The bait would drop off, the schools would split up, they'd either go to the bottom or just scatter. So this has been a very, very good upgrade for me, and I hope I've given you enough information on what they are, how much it costs to get them installed. I did all of this work myself. One of the things that I didn't give you a price for is there's a 16 gauge wire that goes from the front of the boat through one of the rod racks up here, down the channel, all the way across the boat, and over to that box. So I'm using one of my, the tracker boats have the 2 storage compartments on each side in the back, and I just decided to take one of those and turn it into my electrical box for my components. So that's why I have my 3-bank battery charger, and that's also where I have this DC to DC converters. I'll also try to get some links so you can click on it, and it'll actually just take you to Amazon, and you can see these parts and see the cost of these parts. So with that being said, now I'm going to go ahead, and the jig master's coming down. I don't know if I'm going to film what we're about to do as a part of this video, or if I'm going to just make it a whole separate video. But either way, I would like to be able to get you some clips so you can see how the boat continues to drift without crappie brakes, and I want you to see how it'll come to a dead stop, and you can even back up with the crappie brakes. So once again, I want to just say thank you for taking time to watch these videos. I appreciate your support. Spring is right around the corner. Don't get caught without some quality jigs in your tackle box. So just want to say thanks for your support. If you haven't subscribed, reach up right now, do me a favor, click subscribe and like. Make sure you click the notification bell so you'll be alerted when future videos are released. See you next time. Thanks for watching Hook Legends.